Hip hop started in New York City, whether you like it or not. The Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Harlem, Long Island, Staten Island, our brothers over and sisters over in Jersey. The state that we're in today when it comes to hip hop, these little young punks that's getting new money, they don't respect anything. And then you have a lot of these old Southern hip hop moguls or CEOs. They don't respect anything either. They're real bad for the culture, and they've been bad for the culture. They've been getting a lot of money. They've been getting bags for years, but at the same time are more focused on outdoing people from New York. If you don't know who I am, D-Rel. This is Rel's Rants Reloaded. We're going to talk about these haters in the South, some on the West Coast. But we're going to talk about how the state of hip-hop is at the worst that it's ever been. You know, there was a video I seen, I want to say it's $1 million worth of game. And they had the West Coast legends on there and E40. Well, E40's a legend. I always thought he was over. He's to me, he wasn't never that great, but he's a legend in his own right. You had E40, Too Short, and Ice Cube. And they was talking about, Ice Cube was like, yo, they never charge people for features. They doing the song, they go to where the studio's at, do the song, break bread. I think it was probably like that on the East Coast too, because you had a whole bunch of collabs and people making music. People jumping in the studios, people AZ and Nas, Biggies and Jay-Z's, the Reservoir Dogs, the Locks, DMX, the Maces. People were, you know, making good fucking music. And it was like, yo, this dude is hot on the streets. I'm on his level. It just makes sense for us to do something together and make something great and get the money on the back end. Now, all of these young new niggas, it's all about the bag. It's all about the bag. You got motherfuckers selling they daggone, they catalog for a couple of $100 million. It's all about the bag. It's not about the music. I understand it's always business first, but it's not about the music. And with that comes a arrogance of what you've done. And you got people like 21 Savage, who's a fucking immigrant, talking about Nas is irrelevant. For the past 3 years, Nas has dropped back to back to back. Matter of fact, 4 years, because we on King Disease 3. And then he dropped Magic. So for the past 4 winters or 4 Decembers, Nas has dropped consistent hits. King Disease 2 was but he came back with Magic and now King Disease 3. So it's like, how is he not relevant? He's doing what he likes to do, rap. A lot of you dudes just make songs for the radio, get your quick check, kind of go trending on Instagram or TikTok, get your spins, get your bag, and that's it. But down the line, 20, 30 years from now, we won't remember 21 Savage's first album like we remember Illmatic. We won't remember 21 Savage's first album like we remember A Reasonable Doubt. We won't remember 21 Savage's first album like we remember Ready to Die. And it's real disrespectful. To me, it just seems like you got NBA Youngboy, who to me is just the angriest nigga and the angriest young nigga in rap. Him and Bobby Shmurda. It's like good and evil. Said something about that rapper that got killed, King Von, and then they going on social media back and forth. Make fucking music. Like I said, it's funny. NBA Youngboy just seems like he's just the angriest nigga in the world. And he's not going to be happy until he's either in jail for life or dead. But when he does either or, he's going to be super angry and he's going to fucking go Super Saiyan and explode. And Bobby Shmurda with them big ass teeth, he just happy to be out of jail. He just be smiling and having a good time. But at the end of the day, it always has that subtle undertone from niggas in the South Whether right or wrong, Bobby Smurder was right or wrong about what he said. I'm not getting into that. It always comes with the little undertone of, you New York niggas ain't got it no more. Because there's like a rebuttal video from Birdman of Cash Money talking about, we run hip hop. Whoever did it before me, we're doing it better. We've been doing it. We've been holding it down. I gave niggas the blueprint on how to hustle. You heard shit like that from Jay Prince. If you listen to his book, his audio book, I think it's called Respect. Somebody that always talks about respect, has no respect for niggas in New York. And niggas in New York let the ghetto boys live. And that's not a flex. That is, if your music had to pass the test, meaning if it was hot, it was hot. To me, when it comes to South rappers and groups, the Ghetto Boys, to me, was a bootleg NWA. And I feel from New York, they only had one hit. A lot of people that love hip hop that's not from the South can't recite a whole Ghetto Boy song except My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me. Yeah, I'm going to get a little bit of flack, but it is what it is. I'm not saying they were trash, but I'm just saying, like, they got more exposure than they should have. But My Mind Playing Tricks on Me was Rap-A-Lot's first major fucking hit. And let's be honest. But it's always that, oh, up top New York was the top piece of bread and the West Coast was the other piece of bread, and in the middle was the South and we was the meat. Not fucking really. No. Because at the end of the day, a hit record is a hit record, or a hit record was a hit record, because now you could just pay to play and get somebody a whole bunch of spins across the country to make them relevant and force feed music to people. Same thing with that Can't Stop, Won't Stop with P. Diddy's son. Like, you know, when people have connections and money and they could work a record. That's what they call working a record. Like, back in the days, that shit is not better than the original with Lil' Kim and Lil' C's. But it's all revolving around, it seems like these young niggas and these old niggas from the South would rather do two things. It's two things for them to feel that they're successful. One is get money, which you should get money. And two is to outshine a New York nigga or New York rappers and put it in their face, oh, we running this now. At the end of the day, Birdman's not running anything. He's made money. He's jerked a lot of people. The Cash Money that started ain't the Cash Money we got now. Them niggas don't fuck with him. And at the end of the day, he tried to get Lil Wayne killed. But at the end of the day, the Jews run hip-hop. The Italian Mafia runs hip-hop. You don't run hip-hop. So if Birdman made $100 million over his career, $200 million, let's say $500 million, $500 million, even if he made $1 billion, Universal then made 4 or 5 times that. So who's really winning? Is the game about outshining people that look like you, or is the game about building with people that look like you? Because it's real funny. New York rappers paved the way for rap in general. And if you were respected as an MC, you got an invitation. You got an invitation to the studio. You got an invitation to a feature. And we weren't doing that to say, oh, we want to reach into that Southern market. A lot of that shit was out of respect. And a lot of that shit was out of people that rapped, that made music. They liked certain shit from the South and gave it props. But it seems like it has to be some sort of a larceny in niggas' hearts when it comes to the South niggas respecting New York rap. New York rap has, over the years, fell the fuck off because why? We tried to get in the lane of the South instead of doing our own thing. This era of hip-hop is the worst era. The past 10 years of hip-hop has been the worst era of fucking hip-hop, with all of these niggas getting killed, beef. Like, you would think after with this NBA YoungBoy and Bobby Smurda situation, you would think, yo, the dude Takeoff from the Migos just passed. And y'all niggas is still out here beefing? Yo, at least in my era, I'm 45, we had self-destruction on the East Coast. And then we had all in the same gang on the West Coast. By the way, Ghetto Boys wasn't invited to that, but we ain't going to talk about that. But it seems like all of these Southern moguls, the old school, the J Princes and the babies, they always want to say that they did better or are doing better than niggas from New York and the Master P's too. But it's real funny. We really don't run anything. We don't run no distribution. All your music got to go through Tidal, Apple, Spotify. So what are we really running? And then you got to get 1,000 spins to make a damn dollar. So we're not really making the money that used to be made off of CDs. So how are you winning? Niggas ain't doing fucking big ass tours no more. Niggas do shows for the what they call the bag. But niggas ain't selling out arenas. You might have 2 to 3 niggas that's selling out arenas, the Drakes and the real big dudes. And Drake, I feel like he's just doing a lot of, he might be the only one that's reaching out to other artists and collabing. And he don't even hate like that. And to me, he got bars. I just think that goofy shit that he does with the singing is kind of like terrible. But that's not neither here nor there. But when you got 21 Savage from Christian Dior talking about Nas is irrelevant, you're disrespectful. And the way hip hop is right now, it's all about social media. It's more about the people on these platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, going viral for what they say, not the music that they're creating and what they're saying lyrically. See, back in the days, you say Nas is irrelevant, Nas would have came out with a whole guy. You got to remember, this is the dude that ethered Jay-Z. And Jay-Z is top 5 dead or alive. And you're talking about, oh, this nigga's just trying to be relevant. Nas is just trying to make fucking music. He's rich as fuck. He don't need it. Niggas need to get in the booth. These young niggas need to start collabing with each other. These young niggas need to stop being... The reason that the hip-hop is so fucked up is the gang culture. Because you got these niggas, they Bloods, they Crips, they GDs, they Vice Lords, they all of this crazy shit. So by default, they can't fuck with each other. Then you got these old heads that want to, the whack 100s, that want to act like they're gatekeepers and the new versions of Suge Knight. And want to say we got to give niggas passes and niggas got to check in. Instead of just saying, yo, we all go get money. At the end of the day, 20 years later, niggas wish we had a Dame Dash in the executive seat. When we had the Rockefellers, the Rough Riders, even the Def Jams of the world, niggas wasn't dying. Niggas wasn't going to jail. Niggas would die once every daggone 10 years. Now hip-hop is dying. Old hip-hop is dying because people dying of natural causes. But these young niggas is getting murdered in the street. This shit don't make no sense. Rels, Rants, Reloaded, what's your thoughts? I think that if the South get their fucking ego in check and stop hating on niggas from New York, because it's like when people from New York move to fucking Atlanta. You're mad because we come down here and outshine you on your turf that you've been on all your fucking life. We're not worrying about you. We don't come down here with the intentions to say, you know what, I gotta outdo these niggas. That's some old immigrant, African, Nigerian, Ethiopian shit when they come to America. We just trying to come down here, feed our families, create a lifestyle and a living. And it seems like that shit transcends into the music too. Because everybody got something to say about the North. But the North ain't saying shit about y'all. You want the title of that y'all got it? You got it. Now what? Now what? You got hip hop. Now what you gonna do with it? Rails Rants Reloaded. Holla back, like, subscribe, share. Peace.